Alright, it's been about a week since I uploaded my last video, and I've been working on my old 79 here. I had to replace a starter on it. There's the old starter, and as you see, it looks pretty new. That's because it was. It was only a year old, and that's the new one. And I got it from Rock Auto, but it's been about a year, so I'm not worried about trying to see if the warranty's still good on it or not. But it's locked right up. It still comes out. Yep, you see it right there. It's stuck forward. It won't go back. And that doesn't feel good at all. I haven't even looked at this thing until literally just now. And that is not good at all. It will not. Yep, and that's stuck back there. That's fucked up. I didn't even know it was like that till just now, but I was cranking the truck over for a little while the other day. It was about out of gas and it kept spitting and sputtering. So I put gas in it and then it fired right up and the starter was still engaging. And it sounded terrible. It didn't sound like a normal starter engaging, and that's why. Because this thing is just sliding everywhere. It's not supposed to do that at all. I had no idea it was that bad. But anyway, yeah. I would start this thing up and it would just go like really bad. I actually thought that the teeth on my flywheel were bad, or that like the flywheel was loose, like the bolts had backed out of it or something. But turns out the starter, it went bad like that. I've replaced lots of them. I've never seen one like that. But to replace the starter, it's pretty easy on this truck. It's only 2 bolts. That bolt right there, and then that bolt right there. That's it. To actually bolt the starter on. And then you got one wire right there. That one right there is a 3/8, and both of those are 9/16. They're pretty easy to get to. You can't get them with a ratchet wrench, but you can get them with a regular ratchet and an extension. And I used this handy dandy little tool right here. It's Ryobi. It ain't no Milwaukee, but I watched videos on this thing and it's just as good as a Milwaukee. And it's also half the price, even with that battery. And that's actually a bigger battery than what Milwaukee would come with anyway. So it's got a little more power. But anyway, at first I thought the truck was getting like a bad connection from this wire right here. And as you see, I've duct taped it. I've actually taped it all the way down to down there because it had some cracks in it and it started to get frayed, and my truck actually just started to leak oil out the oil pan right there. You can see it. It just started to do it here the other day when I drove the truck on the road for the first time, more than, you know, just like a mile up the road. I drove the truck about 15 miles up the road and back. Done good, other than it blew that oil seal and it started blowing oil all over that wire. So I thought maybe the wire was messing with the connection, messing the starter up, but now that starter just went bad. And that's probably why you shouldn't buy remans. Unfortunately, the one I got was a reman just because it was cheap and I wanted it today. I didn't order it from Rock Auto like I usually do. I went and got it from Advanced, unfortunately. But yeah, don't recommend buying remans. This thing is nowhere near a year old. It might be 8 months old. So, oh, also, I almost totally forgot why I was going to make this video. I wanted to show y'all how you can check a starter. If you have jumper cables, hook up your jumper cables to your battery like normal. The truck doesn't have to be running or anything. Hook them up like normal. Bring your starter over to the truck. I'm not going to do it while with the video going because it's hard. I'm by myself holding my cell phone. But you ever want to check your starter, hook it up normally to your battery like you're going to jump a car with your jumper cables. Connect the black over here on this piece right where your bolt will come through. Hook it on that, make sure it's nice and clean because your starter is probably a lot dirtier than this. And then hook the positive over here with the screw off, or you can do it with the screw in, but with the screw off you can get to the copper easier. Because if your starter is locked up and you want to try it when it's out the truck to make sure, or just want to see how it acts anyway, you can do this. Hook it up to the battery, black here, positive over here, and do it. I checked mine because I actually had the original starter that came off this truck from when I replaced it with that one, and I tried that one to see if it was messed up because I never tried it back when I took it off. But it was locked right up. It didn't even come out and engage. It wouldn't move at all. Just wouldn't do anything. So if you keep putting your positive on there and you see a little spark and it's not actually moving, then you know your starter's locked up. I figured I'd share that because everybody knows the trick where you take a hammer and beat on it, but I haven't seen too many people do that and actually hook up jumper cables to it and see how it does. Also, be careful with it when you hook them up, because if it does engage, that thing will want to twist. I don't recommend holding with your hand. I recommend putting your foot on it and holding it down. But maybe that'll help somebody with a starter problem. Maybe you won't have to actually replace your starter. Maybe it's something else. Because that's the main thing. If you don't want to go buy a brand new starter and it not be your starter, hook it up and it still goes when you go to crank your truck up. But hopefully that helps somebody. And I'll have some more videos on this old girl soon. See you in the next one.